Welcome back to The Explainer. If you're ready to fundamentally rethink how wealth is built today, well, you're in exactly the right place. We're about to uncover a massive financial secret, a mathematical reality about real estate versus equity compounding that honestly, banks and mortgage lenders would probably prefer you didn't know. We're going to break down the sheer unstoppable power of compounding and look at the real opportunity cost of tying up your money in physical property.
Okay, let's dive into this. What exactly is the 10 crore secret? It sounds almost too huge to be real, doesn't it? I mean, when we talk about a difference of 10 crore rupees, we aren't talking about saving a few bucks on your grocery bill. We're talking about absolute, life-changing, generational wealth. The kind of money that buys literal financial freedom. And the wildest part? This massive gap comes down to a single, everyday life choice that millions of people make without realizing the math behind it. Let's see how this plays out in the real world.
Section 1. The 10 crore secret. A grounded narrative.
To really grasp this, we're going to track two smart, hardworking friends making fundamentally different choices. Let's look at Rahul, our traditional homebuyer, and Ankit, our equity investor. Now, both of these guys start from the exact same baseline, a lump sum of exactly 10 lakh rupees in starting capital. And on top of that, they both have exactly 10,000 rupees of extra cash flow every single month to put towards their future. So same exact capital, same cash flow, but completely different mindsets.
Section 2. Rahul, the proud homeowner, a traditional path.
So Rahul takes a path that feels, very familiar to most of us. It's safe, it's traditional, and it comes with a ton of societal approval. There's this huge emotional pull to buying a property. Your parents tell you to do it, your friends are doing it, society practically demands it as proof you've made it. Let's break down his property math. He finds a great house valued at 50 lakh rupees. He takes his 10 lakh in starting capital and uses it as the down payment. This means he takes out a 40 lakh rupee home loan from the bank, which translates to a monthly EMI and equated monthly installment of 30,000 rupees. But hey, Rahul is smart. He decides to rent this place out. The property generates a rental income of 20,000 rupees a month. So look right at the bottom there. His true out-of-pocket expense is just 10,000 rupees a month. The rent is covering the bulk of his mortgage. Rahul feels amazing. He probably tells everyone he owns a house and it's only costing him 10 grand a month from his salary.
Section 3. Ankit, the smart investor, a strategic choice. Now, what's really interesting here is how our second friend, Ankit, looks at that exact same pool of money. He's totally immune to the societal pressure of needing bricks and mortar to feel successful. Check out his two-step process. Step 1. He takes his 10 lakh rupees up front, but instead of handing it to a bank for a down payment, he invests the whole thing. Step 2. He starts a systematic investment plan, an SIP, of 10,000 rupees a month. Notice what just happened. Ankit has perfectly matched Rahul's financial commitment. Rahul put 10 lakh down and pays 10,000 out of pocket every month. Ankit put 10 lakh in up front and invests 10,000 monthly. The cash actually leaving their bank accounts is completely identical. The vehicle, however, is a whole different story.
So where exactly is Ankit putting this money? Well, he isn't just letting it sit in some low-yield savings account gathering dust. He's deploying his capital strategically into the stock market. Specifically, he's using a highly diversified, growth-focused equity portfolio split across small-cap, mid-cap, and large-cap stocks. By capturing the broader growth of the economy through equity, Ankit is putting his exact same capital to work incredibly hard for him over the long haul.
Section 4. The 30-year reveal, the real maths.
All right, the stage is set. Same money, two different paths. Let's fast forward a full 30 years into the future and look at the real maths of what actually happened. Physical property, over long time horizons, typically yields an annualized return of roughly 6% once you account for true historical averages. Equity, on the other hand, specifically a diversified portfolio like Ankit's, has historically generated average returns of around 15%. Now, the difference between 6% and 15% might not sound like a massive deal in year 1 or even year 2, but over 30 years, the exponential curve of compounding takes that 9% gap and literally turns it into an absolute canyon.
And this brilliantly illustrates the final outcome. The results are, quite frankly, staggering. After 30 years, Rahul's 50 lakh rupee house, growing steadily at 6%, is now worth a highly respectable 3 crore rupees. That's a solid outcome for Rahul, right? He feels wealthy. But wait, look at the other side. Ankit's portfolio, fueled by the compounding engine of a 15% return on his initial 10 lakhs plus that disciplined 10,000 rupee monthly SIP, has grown into a 13 crore rupee empire.
10 crore rupees.
I just want to pause on this massive number for a second to let that really sink in. 10 crore. That is the true opportunity cost of taking on a home loan just because society told you to. That's the gap that opened up between two friends who had the exact same amount of money. Ankit literally has 10 crore rupees more than Rahul entirely because he chose the math of compounding equity over the emotional comfort of a bank EMI.
Section 5. Emotion versus calculation. A shift in mindset.
And this brings us to the core philosophy of this entire explainer. The numbers we just walked through, they aren't a secret because they're locked in some vault somewhere. They're a secret because human psychology kind of prevents us from seeing them. To generate real wealth, you have to fundamentally shift your mindset. I really want you to internalize this. Your home is an emotion, but your investment should be a calculation. Look, it is completely natural to want a home. It provides security, a place to raise a family, a sense of belonging. Those are beautiful, valid emotions, but we absolutely must decouple those emotions from our financial strategy. Don't chase the romantic story of owning property and trick yourself into thinking it's the single best financial investment you can make. Real, spectacular wealth requires patience, a commitment to looking at the cold, hard data, and making calculated, objective decisions.
So what's the big takeaway from this explainer? Let's look at the key actions here. First, always trust the data over the myth. Run the real maths before you lock up your hard-earned capital for 30 years. Second, financial literacy is something we desperately need more of. Please share this explainer with your friends and family so they don't miss out on their own 10 crore secret. Help them understand the math so they can, go self-made too.
I want to leave you with this one final provocative thought. Take a hard look at your own finances today. Look at where your monthly cash flow is actually going. Ask yourself honestly, are you building an emotion? Or are you building an empire? The choice and the math is entirely in your hands. Thank you so much for joining me today on The Explainer. Stay focused, stay curious, and keep compounding your knowledge. Catch you in the next one.